Northern Lights sounded pretty decent, and I am making it a mission to watch every Diane Keaton film, and I'm also watching every Disney feature film, so there were a lot of reasons why I wanted to watch this. And in general, I would say it was not too bad, certainly as a one-time watch. This was released in 1997. It's directed by Linda Yellen, written by John Hoffman and Kevin Kane, based on the stage play by John Hoffman. I've never seen the stage play. I don't know if the play is available to read, but I've certainly never read that version. If you have any thoughts on how it compares, though, please feel free to share. And of course, we have a cast including Diane Keaton, Maury Chaykin, Joseph Cross, Kathleen York, and various others. And Keaton plays a character called Roberta. And Roberta finds out that her brother has died, and now she has to look after her young nephew. And it's about them trying to bond, trying to get to know each other. Of course, this is a huge change for Roberta, so her life's just facing upheaval. And it sounded like it could have been quite a busy, chaotic film. And I think for the most part, it did deliver that. I think the pacing was as expected. I think the variety in activities, the character we meet, I think there were plenty there. Plenty happening, plenty to keep it engaging. That being said, I wasn't really emotionally invested. Really at all. And I think the main reason for that is I wasn't really that bothered about any of the characters. Also, the pacing to begin with wasn't that great. But once it got going, I feel like the pacing was much better. It was a little bit more chaotic and engaging and entertaining. Took a little while to get there. But in addition to that, as I said, the characters just... I didn't love them. I think I like Roberta, but sometimes I didn't. I wouldn't say I ever hated her. I'd say I was more indifferent. There were a couple of times when I thought, okay, there is potential for me to really like this character, but for the most part I was just indifferent. I do like Jack, her nephew, but not enough for me to say, yes, I really liked the characters in this film. So the narrative took a bit of time to get going, but ultimately it was an enjoyable story with a lot to offer. The characters are believable. They're well written, the performances are good, but I didn't really emotionally connect with them or anything that was happening in the narrative. We do have a nice range of locations, the camera work is good, the lighting's good, visually it's certainly a satisfying experience. We have some really nice costumes as well, particularly for Roberta, so visually it's great. The narrative quite quickly ends up being a decent story. The characters are well written, but I just wasn't really emotionally invested in their journey. And I think that is for me why it will probably only ever be a one-time watch. I don't think I'd watch it again. That's not to say there are no emotions in it. Obviously, it is dealing with quite a heavy topic. I wasn't expecting it to be traumatic, but I was expecting with this kind of narrative, there are many films like this, of course, and usually the ones that work well have a bit more of a balance, where we have some fun, light-hearted, comedic scenes, and then we have scenes where the characters are finally starting to face the reality of the situation and this upheaval and the tragedy and the loss, and then we have those more emotional moments, and when the balance is right, they can be really moving, enjoyable films. And this one just felt a bit flat. It's not that there are no light moments, it's not that there's no emotion, but it never really excels with either of them. So it could have been a lot better, but there's nothing wrong with it. It just didn't meet its potential. Do I recommend it? Sure. If it sounds like a film for you, by all means, check it out. I wouldn't watch it again, but I suppose as a one-time watch, Northern Lights was not too bad.